Hi, welcome you all. So this is the second part of Tableau Analytics session. In this session, I'm going to explain you about forecasting, trend lines and clustering analysis in Tableau. First of all, what is forecasting? Forecasting is about predicting the future value of a measure. There are many mathematical models for forecasting, but Tableau uses the model known as exponential smoothing. That is, in exponential smoothing, recent observations are given relatively more weight than the older observations. These models capture the evolving trend or seasonality of the data and explorate them into the future. The result of forecast can also become a field in the visualization created. Tableau takes a time dimension and a measure field in order to create a forecast. Forecasting is a vast technology which helps us to predict the future value based upon the historical and the current values. Trend lines are used to predict the continuation of a certain trend or variable. It also helps to identify the correlation between the two variables by observing the trend in both of them simultaneously. There are many mathematical models for establishing the trend lines. Tableau provides four options: the linear trend lines, logarithmic trend lines, exponential, and polynomial. It also takes a dimension and a measure field to create a trend lines. Clustering is a feature that was introduced in Tableau version 10 onwards. It allows you to easily group similar dimensional members. This type of clustering helps you to create statistically based segments which provide insight into how different groups are similar as well as how they are performing compared to each other. Clustering actually came up with the concept or the algorithm called k-means clustering, which is being used in many statistical programming languages like R and Python, etc. Clustering function uses k-means to cluster the dataset based upon the measures and dimensions that are tracked into a new cluster variable called. The new clustering feature automatically groups together similar data points. We can use clustering on any type of visualization from scatter plots to text tables and even in maps. To create clusters in your sheets, just drag the clustering from the analytics pane into the view. To see how different inputs change clustering result, we can experiment tracking them in out of the dialog and seeing the results in real time. We can also specify the number of clusters or go by automatic method. So let's see how to create forecasting trend lines and clustering in Tableau. I've connected to Sample Superstore dataset. In Analytics tab, you have forecasting, clustering, and trend analysis. Forecasting is something, as I told you, it is going to predict your future values. For example, let me take order date and sales. I have the sales for the past 4 years. If I want to predict for the next year, I go for Analytic tabs, simply drag and drop the forecast into my view. So it is going to forecast the results for the next 1 year. In Tableau, the forecasting methodology is automatic. As I told you, Tableau follows the mathematical model exponential smoothing in order to forecast your results. You can also go for forecast and forecast options. By automatically, it is predicting for next 13 months. In case if I want to predict for exactly 1 or 2 years, I can also use exactly or until in order to predict for the exact number of years. Forecasting actually follows two main things, that is your trend and seasonality. When you are going to give some data as an input in order to forecast your results, you need to analyze your data whether the data is based on a trend or a seasonality. That is, if my data is based on a trend, I would be able to know whether it is going towards a positive trend or a negative trend. Seasonality is something which has been repetitive or something which has been proven. That is, if I'm going to run a shop, I know at what particular time period I'm going to get more number of customers to my shop. In case if it is going to be a festival period, for example, every year during that festival period, I will be having more customers on a shop. That is something which has been repetitive. So I can consider those periods as a seasonality period. Apart from these two factors, that is your trend and seasonality, you also need to consider if there is any kind of fluctuating results or residuals. That is, if you see this data, if you want to analyze this data based on a trend, it is very fluctuating. It is not going towards an upward trend or a downward trend. Because one month the sales is going up and again it's coming down, again it's going up, again it's coming down. These types of results can be classified as fluctuating results. Mostly, in this case, either you have to calculate the trend-based data or a seasonal pattern. In case if both is not suitable, in that cases you can avoid a particular year from the total forecasting. Else, if you get any residuals, that is, if I have some kind of proven results which is repetitive every year, but if I'm going to get some natural calamities which is going to disturb the one or two particular years, in that cases I consider those years as residuals and those years would be ignored when you are calculating the forecasting results. So you can also ignore the last year or a last month which is actually you consider as residuals. As I said, in Tableau everything is automatic. You simply drag and drop your forecast from your analytics tab and it is going to give you the future predictions. If you don't want to go by automatic or if you want to avoid seasonality, you can choose the method automatic without seasonality. Else, if you go by a custom, then you have to choose any of the two methodologies, that is additive or multiplicative. Additive in the sense it is going to be adding up of those four factors, that is your trend, seasonality, fluctuations and residuals. Mainly your trend and seasonal patterns. If you go by multiplicative, then it is going to be multiplication of this factor. When you go by additive method, even if there is no trend, you can go by a seasonal pattern. But in multiplicative, definitely both should be present because if one is 0, everything would become 0. Mostly we use additive methodology in order to calculate your forecasting. The shaded intervals are the forecasting predictions. Based on that, it is going to give you the future results. You can also go for describe forecast option in order to know more details about your forecasting. If you see here, among these 12 months of data, the trend is 0. As I told you, the results are very fluctuating. It's not towards an upward or a downward trend. That's why we have taken the seasonal pattern. Quality will specify either okay, poor or good. Based on that, you can actually predict how accurate your forecasting results going to be. You can also see the models that is being used in order to compute this forecasting. Next, let's see about trend lines. For using trend lines, first of all, I like to create a scatter plot using sales and profit. Here, I'm going to find the dependency between the profit and the sales. That is, either my profit depends upon the sales or not. Let me also consider customer name to analyze the sales and profit of each customers. So now in order to do the linear trend analysis or something, I go for analytics tab and drag the trend lines. I can use either linear, logarithmic, exponential or polynomial. When you go by a normal linear trend line method, it's going to draw a line based upon the formula y is equal to ax plus b. Y would be your dependent variable, that is the profit, and a would be your coefficient variable, and x would be your sales, plus b would be your intercept value. Also, when you mouse over, it will be giving you the formula based on which the line is being drawn. If you see here the same formula, y is equal to ax plus b, where your coefficient and intercept value is automatically calculated. And p value should be very less how significant your points are. So how p value helps you to calculate the significant value. It should be always less than 0.5. How small is your p-value? We can consider that line is a line of best fit. Either you go for a linear trend line or a logarithmic trend line. When you go for a logarithmic trend line, it takes the natural log of your x value. When you go for exponential, it takes the exponential of your x value. And when you go for polynomial, it takes the polynomial degree based on which you specify the polynomial. You can also edit your trendline options in order to choose either of these four methods, plus whether you want to allow a trendline per color. For example, if I'm going to place the segment to the colors, I get trendline per colors. So each line will cross over some points and calculate your peak significance and your R value. You can also go for describe trend model in order to analyze your trend analysis in a better way and also know about how coefficient and intercept value is being calculated. Now let's see about your clustering analysis. As I told you, clustering analysis helps you to group a similar dimensional points. For example, I'm creating a same scatter plot. In order to do the cluster analysis based upon the scatter plot, go to Analytics tab, drag the cluster into your view. Based upon the two variables, sales and profit, it has created the clusters. That is, customers with high sales and profit and customers with low sales and profit. Number of clusters can be automatic or based upon the number of clusters we define it. This clustering actually happens by using an algorithm called k-means clustering. You can also use the clusters similar to your groups to create as additional dimensional members which can be referred to other sheets within the same workbook. You can also go for describe clusters to order to know more about the clustering points and how it calculated the similar points. Now we saw about the three important things, that is creating a forecasting in Tableau, using trend lines in Tableau, also about clustering analysis. Hope this video helps you to understand a better way how to use forecasting, trend lines and clustering analysis in Tableau. Thanks for listening to the video. Thank you.